Hello and welcome back to Three Pints and a Clean Sheet. This is episode 101. As you can see, we are lacking one of the pints. He is on his holidays. Kyle, how are you? Just us this week.
I'm happier we can get peace and quiet and a word in edgewise.
Yeah, we might be able to talk about things without getting the. Well, I think. No, I'm joking. I do miss you, Greg, and I hope you're having a great holiday. We are recording this on Tuesday night, which is the 5th, which is bonfire night. And if you're a person who is in the middle of a town or city letting off fireworks, have a word with yourself, and that's my word for this week. But we're here to talk about football, so let's get into it. Me and Kyle were at Palmerston on Saturday for a Queen's win, which is good to watch. I
Odd.
mean, good maybe being the maybe not the best word to use, but odd I think probably sums it up a bit better. What makes you say odd? Because I've got a few points
It
to
was
make.
it was hard work. Obviously, if you don't know, 9 men, Montrose, and just made right hard work at it.
Yeah, I mean the
Not
fact they went down to nine didn't wasn't really reflected in the scoreline because really we should have been punished them. I know they were maybe towards the end of the game. However, it felt like we were still playing 11 versus 11 when they had two men sent off. I felt.
sort of well, McIntosh came on and turned it a 10v10, so they did kind of balance it. But
Yeah, it was.
we were one up before 9 men came about, and then it just went Pete Dong for there. Just
Yeah.
no effort, no nothing.
Well, aye, obviously, big Willis getting his Pharrell Willis getting his first goal. Oh, is that his first goal? Might not be his first goal. I think it's his first goal.
First league goal for
Aye,
sure.
it was a
Of
good
course,
finish.
it was a well taken goal. Not quite the screamer we've heard for some folk, but it was a good goal nonetheless.
Yeah, Queen's Twitter. I do love the updates, but I don't know how phenomenal it was in terms of the description it got. But yeah, it was good to see a Queen's win, keeping the kind of, well, not the home record because the fact that Kelty pumped us 5-1, but keeping the rest of that record kind of intact. I think that's the only game we've been beaten in the league at home this season. Obviously, got a game coming up on Saturday again at Palmerston, which is under the lights on BBC Alba against Alloa. So that'll be interesting to see how we fare on the telly because we seem to kind of take our foot off the gas, so to speak, when the cameras are on.
Or camera shy.
Yeah, not like us in our fine podcast.
Well, take it back to episode 1, maybe I.
Well, we didn't have a camera then, so that was fine. It was just the audio back then.
True.
So obviously we're sitting in fifth. We're also 3 points off top. I mean, riddle me that one. We're all obviously Inverness having a points deduction, but we're also 5 points away from ninth, which the league's just mental. I think we say this every year. What do you think?
Well,
Would you say we're in a good position now, being 3 points off top, but then we're in fifth?
it's one of those. A bad run of results can really snooker us. A good run of results can make us. Just
Yeah,
every team's very quite capable.
yeah.
Being the
No
only
games in hand.
full
Sorry
time
for that.
team, the only full time team, bar Inverness, but they're in turmoil. So only real full time team, I think.
I
It's,
can't think off the top of my head.
so it should be up there, but the fact we're not shows how strong the league is.
Yeah. I think this is
How
the year to do it, to be honest, because I think I've maybe made this point. You've got rid of Falkirk, you've got rid of Hamlin. It was the dream scenario, really, to get rid of both of them. And like you say, this is the year to do it.
and we got an Inverness or in turmoil, Arbroath who are kind of living off the Dick Campbell years, and that's
Yeah.
about it. No better
Which,
chance, as you've just said. So
yeah, it's our best opportunity to do it. And I don't know. We started off
making
very
hard
negatively
making
on
hard work
Saturday,
of
I
it.
thought. Yeah. I think after the goal, we kind of breathed a sigh of relief, so to say. I think the first kind of 15 minutes, I was a bit like, oh, negative, negative, negative. But I don't know. Obviously, the sending offs came in the 57th minute and Gardine went in the 84th. So we did play a good chunk of that second half with against 10 men. And then obviously the latter stages of the game against nine. But like you say, it wasn't much difference. And McIntosh pretty much was a player down.
Notably, we did
Uh,
miss a penalty as well. Young Kai
yeah,
Kennedy.
if you haven't seen the Queen's highlights, please go and look, and you see us giving some rather supportive gestures when the penalty was given and Gardine was sent off. I think Kai Kennedy was seeing the highlights before he'd actually scored it, to be honest, because it never went in and he hit the post, and you could tell he was like, "Oops." So,
Well knew it was coming because Queens have been notably terrible at penalties so far this season,
yeah, we haven't really had too
and
many
had many,
recently.
but just never seem to score them.
Just notably think, was it Riley last season against Annan? That was like skying one. I
But they
think
did
it
score one
was.
before that, so I think that was
Yeah.
the last time we scored was last season.
Yeah,
And
but no, it's all heating up in League One. But we're not talking about League One now. We are going to be talking about the Scottish League Cup, which was the semi-final weekend at Hampden. We'll start on Saturday. The fixture was Celtic versus Aberdeen. Aberdeen off the back of an impressive win at Pittodrie against Rangers, then go into this game and get a good old spanking. It was 6-0. I mean, what's your initial thoughts on that one?
I don't know. It's weird. You wouldn't think they're unbeaten and having a stellar season. You would not think it.
Something like first loss in 16 games. And I mean, what a start from Aberdeen. You can't take away from their start by any means, but I mean, I thought it was going to be a wee bit closer. I was a good right humping, to be honest.
Well, seeing it
Obviously
was
didn't.
two, and then mine last time it was 2-2. 2-2. So
Yeah,
they brought it back. I thought it could be the same, but then I seen 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, no chance.
I think just as an Aberdeen, I don't think the Aberdeen fans took it to heart too much. But it was a sore one. Obviously, I didn't watch the game. I've watched the highlights. I thought that once Carter Vickers scored, going by the highlights, the floodgates opened. You can go by the scoreline. I didn't even have to watch the
Yeah,
highlights to see that. Um, a few points I've taken away from kind of watching their highlights is that they're just playing with that much confidence. Every player wants to have the ball. It's
yeah.
quick, fluent passing. They're just oozing confidence, and that's what I think is the difference between them and maybe the likes of Aberdeen. I think they've still got that upper hand.
I think it
But
just really showed their salt.
yeah. Uh,
Like, I don't know.
you've you've frozen my screen there, and usually this when I
I
go to
froze
Greg,
it.
I think he's
I froze
frozen.
it.
No, say it
Anyway, as I
again.
say, I think they've really showed their salt, showed what they're worth, showed why they're a Champions League level team.
Yeah, but did they perform in the Champions League saying that? We'll see.
Eh,
We'll see. They're obviously playing tonight. I believe
Leipzig at
it's
home.
yes. So yeah, I thought for the second goal, Maeda's pace sets that up. Good finish from Kyogo. Maeda had a very good game, obviously getting a hat trick, and that'll just increase his confidence. To be fair,
I think
um,
all 6 goals were very good, and everybody played very well. Bar Schmeichel, who had sweet none today, really. A
yeah,
couple of
he
loose balls, but
stole a wedge that day, but not his fault by any means. Yeah, not very good viewing for me as a Rangers fan, obviously, but you've got to give credit where it's due. Going over to Sunday, wasn't quite the thrashing from the day before. Motherwell obviously getting an early goal, but Rangers coming back with two. Andy Halliday, he's an interesting point. I've seen quite a lot of different views on it. Andy Halliday obviously scoring for Motherwell, ex-Rangers player, doesn't celebrate, hits it with the respect that he will definitely be in a respect compilation on YouTube in the
bro, if
months
it
to
was in an
come.
edit.
What do you think? People have been calling him an absolute disgrace. Some people have been calling him, oh, a legend. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, the commentators said he's Rangers through and through. He was captain for some games, don't know if it was permanent or not, but he's a big Rangers fan, so I can see why he's not done it because he's got too much respect for them.
I don't really have an issue with it, to be honest. I mean, he's his team he supports. He scored a goal. I just think folk going absolutely mental, but then they'll no slag off players like Ronaldo against Man United. They'd been applauding that.
I mean, some folk do it, some folk don't. I don't think it really matters. Doesn't it change anything? It's just
Well,
folk wanting to
it
moan.
wasn't, he wasn't going to run from one end of the pitch and do an Adebayor and give it in front of them. I just think people are
You
being
know,
out of proportion of it.
give a wee
Aye.
fist pump. But I think if he's a big fan and he was captain for some games, can't you say boo at a ghost?
Right, well, let us know down below what you think, or in the Spotify comment section, because we do have one of those. What do you think? Do you agree with the non-celebration, or do you think he should have went get it right up here? But obviously, good job he didn't do that because Rangers did come back to win. One word I've wrote for Desser's pish. Did get a goal, but it probably would have been harder to miss it. It's just, I think him and Tav getting taken off, sitting together like two wee schoolboys in the stands. I think their days are getting numbered. I think Clement is at the risk of losing his job by keeping them in the team.
Well,
Um,
Desser's, I think I'd say every week, if Desser's had half a brain, it'd be some player.
I know. I mean, his goal stats from last year were pretty good. But the
Just
thing
makes you
is,
think, what if?
yeah, what if the chances he actually missed last season that he could have taken?
He gave Rodri a run for the Ballon d'Or.
Oh, literally.
I
Um,
just need to think we're lucky Greg's not here Gone sicko mode on him.
Cyril Dessers, I've always said I don't like him.
He's not very good.
Oh, yeah, I'll let you take that one up with him. Let us know down below. Did you enjoy that impersonation? Um, yeah, Barami with another lovely finish. After obviously he scored a good individual goal at Pataudry, he scored a nice lob over the keeper. Quite a tight angle actually. My views are we're papering over the cracks here. If Rangers go in like that against Celtic, who knows? It could be another 6-0. Let's be honest. It's not looking good. They're going to have to go in absolutely full pelt. Rangers need that first goal. I believe it's the 15th of December is the arranged date for the
That's
final. So Rangers literally need to go in full steam ahead. They need that first goal. Celtic getting that first goal will absolutely kill Rangers. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really good match, to be honest. Hopefully it is close. And I'm
one
looking forward to it.
one shining light from the Rangers team was Cherny. He's kind of kicking on the weeks as the weeks continue. I feel.
Cherny, I think you're right. I think Cherny's come out of shell. I think it's maybe taken him a wee bit to adapt to Scottish football, but he's actually playing a lot better. And I mean, I don't know if I'll be right in my prediction of saying he's been player of the season, but I don't think he'll be far off it. I think he
Maybe
will come good.
maybe Rangers player of the season.
Yeah. He's a good player. He's quick. He's missed a few decent chances. He did miss a decent chance in Europe. I can't remember when it was. I think it might have been the Lyon game. But yeah, I think he will come very good. And also being the most consistent, I thought Barron's been really good, been the best signing for me this season so far. Just gets on with it and he's stuck in. I think he's the only person in the stadium that thought Dessers could have scored because he started celebrating before it even
I've
went
seen
in.
that. Giving a bit
But
of the ick, but
you've got some balls doing that. You know he's ready.
exactly. It's probably the hardest chance anybody scored it.
I know. Still saying that though, I thought it could have been. It would have been hard to miss.
I was going to say, but Cherny, he's given me almost maybe the big bald heat. I don't know. He's making almost Vladimir Vice vibes.
Yeah, I miss him. Obviously, he played for Slovan Bratislava against Celtic in the Champions League this season.
He's just not afraid to take a man on and
yeah, that's what we miss. We just want winners.
Direct.
Obviously, Kent in the league winning season just had no fear, and I feel like that's what we need in terms of a winger. But yeah, aye. So it will be an interesting final. Like I say, it is looking like it's the 15th of December, so it's something to look forward to. This week, Greg is not here, so we've got to pick the fixtures for a change that we're going to talk about in the Premier League. We're going to start off with Manchester United versus Chelsea. It takes team 1-1.
The highlight of the weekend, apparently.
What did you think?
First half was dull as dishwater.
Obviously, Ruud van Nistelrooy interim manager at the moment. No, it was interim manager at the moment, and then the new manager steps in next week.
Next week, Ruben Almiron or something, what the hell his name is.
I'm glad you tried to pronounce it because I wasn't sure how to. This is where our pronunciation specialist and language specialist Greg Notman comes into play because he starts bringing out all these random sounds that we never even knew were included in folks' names.
So until then, he's referred to as Ruben.
Yes,
without the voice crack.
I never heard it, so Van Nistelrooy in charge, but obviously 1-1. Rashford very unlucky at the start, getting a volley, it hits off the post or crossbar. I can't remember which one it hit, but it definitely twatted one of them. What was your thoughts on the penalty? We're also missing a referee expert. I thought it was a penalty. He grabbed his heels. Not his heels, sorry, his ankles.
That's what I'm thinking of. I think it was probably the right decision. The one in the penalty
Hoyland
box.
knows what he's doing. Hoyland, I just sound like Greg. Hoyland knows what he's doing. He runs in and he kind of starts to run away from goal. And as the keeper comes out, I believe Sanchez, he just maybe not grabs, but the contact's made with his ankles. He's always going down. Maybe it was a bit theatrical, but the contact was definitely there.
I thought you meant the one in the first half because there was a long VAR check in the first half for a penalty, but there wasn't given.
Oh no, sorry, I was just
the Man U penalty was still more.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about.
No, that was a definite penalty.
Might have scored it and he might be confident, but I hate the way I hate the way that Bruno Fernandes approaches a penalty.
He doesn't do that poxy jump anymore, to be fair.
He's still not that good. He's still not that nice. It just does my head in. Obviously, the equaliser for Chelsea was via Caicedo, and it was a lovely strike, I have to say. Gary Neville agreed.
For once.
Aye.
It was just one of those sweet as a nut connections.
I couldn't hit it better.
Try it in your back garden, you end up like breaking your ankle.
No, you do it once and you go class, and we do it again, and then you break your ankle.
You just kick the ground, tough guns that way.
your dad's roaring and greeting because he's just cut the grass.
I'm not going to even get into that.
Aye, so finished 1-1. I have to say there was some brilliant individual play from Cole Palmer. I don't know if you saw the one, brings it down, barely even looking at it through the legs. I cannot remember for the life of me who it was that he megged, but he's just oozing confidence. It just doesn't look like he's going to take his foot off the pedal.
No, is that one when he flicked over Martinez and Martinez just crunched him as well?
Yeah,
That was
there
a
was
red
nothing
card in
else
my
that they could
books.
have done. That was a very long VAR check that then turned out to be a yellow card.
I thought that was wrong. I thought it was a red, but that's
I
maybe
thought it
just
was a red.
from what I was looking nearly knee high.
Yeah.
It's not shown, so that was a nasty one. But yeah, Palmer is looking like a top player.
I'd have to say, yeah, he's definitely living up to his expectation.
Only 20,
And
only
then,
23 as
yeah,
well.
he's got a Euro final goal, obviously. No, they didn't win, but yeah, had to be a fun one. Uh, well, he's not here, but we're going to talk about them. And for a change, I was hoping they would have lost so we could have given them a right good rinsing, but they actually beat Arsenal. Newcastle won, Arsenal nil. What's your thoughts, Kyle?
Where's it all went wrong for Ur Mikel?
I'm going to recreate the end match photo. Head and hands, for our audio listeners, head and hands from Arteta. Recreated it actually. If I don't know if you saw that photo on the old X. Obviously Newcastle ending their kind of run of winless streak. Um, and I think that Isak knows that I took him out my fantasy team weeks ago and is getting one back on me. It was a great header. I believe it was a Gordon ball in.
Lovely
It was a
cross.
it was a lovely ball in and a lovely finish. Uh, both teams having a lot of chances, I have to say.
I think that's two. They're both solid defensively, so it's kind of
Yeah.
two defensive teams showing why they're defensive teams. Essentially, Michael Owen. But Arsenal don't look very capable of scoring, it seems.
Nah.
I think that's where their issues lie. They're good defensive and somewhat midfield. It's just attacking their no it.
Yeah, well, looking back, I try to think of the big strikers like Rose Adebayor and Giroud and players like that.
Van Persie.
Yeah, they're relying on the now Havertz.
Well, at least not had a good
He
striker
did,
since Sanchez.
yeah, true.
And after that, Jesus, he was good for a bit, then he fell off. Now Havertz isn't even a striker.
That's the issue. I don't think he's not an out and out striker.
I think he's
That's
like a
the
number
issue.
10 or a false nine, whatever these hipsters call it these days.
Yeah, Trossard. I'm just looking at Sky Sports here. They put Arsenal down as a 4-4-2 with Havertz and Trossard kind of playing as the front men.
I think Trossard's another one. He was like, he's a winger, but he was just thrown there because they were struggling and he scores a couple of goals every now and then.
Saying that, I said Arsenal had a lot of chances. It felt like they did, but they only had one shot on target. Obviously, Newcastle won four. 10 shots in total, though. Arsenal obviously having more possession. It was just a kind of defensive performance from both teams, I would say. Newcastle did what they needed to do, get an early goal, sit. That's what you really want to do, to be honest. If it
So
doesn't have
that's
to
what
be doesn't have to be all singing or dancing, just do what works. And maybe that's been the issue. Maybe that's where their problems lie.
it's kind of what all your weird teams do against the top teams is get that early goal and try and sit back for the 90 or however long it
Yeah.
is. And it works most of the time. Again,
Well, to pay.
we're not talking about this weekend, but Man City Bournemouth as well.
Yeah, literally.
2-1, 2-1 Bournemouth, so they've just kind of hit them two and then sat back. It's
Well, obviously,
worked.
yeah. Another early goal that let's just talk about it for a bit while we're here. An early goal for City to concede again within 10 minutes.
Running theme.
Yeah, and then obviously Evan Nielsen scoring again. He scored quite a few recently. About 64 minutes in, City obviously getting their consolation in the 82nd minute. So that is another sore one for City in my eyes because you're wanting a win there when Arsenal are also dropping points.
And then Liverpool took up 3 points as well, so they've kind of shot
Yeah,
off.
Liverpool are laughing there to be honest because there's games like this. I always say this when your opponents are dropping points, your league rivals are dropping points. That's when you need to win. Then that's the issue when coming back to the Scottish side of it.
It's a Rangers issue.
Celtic drop points. Get what was it against
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen? It was. Sorry, I couldn't get it. out my mouth. But yes, drop points and then Rangers lose.
We just go.
It's
We
just
better do this. We better do the same because we were nice that way and let them win. Let the Celtic win the league because we're nice. We're nice boys.
I don't know if I agree on that. I'm not joining on this one. Row. But yeah, coming back to Scotland, the next lot of international fixtures in the Nations League, the team has been announced. We did have a wee chat about it beforehand, Kyle making a point that it's not too far off the exact team as last time it was announced. But yeah,
Changing net. A change in net.
yes, keeper getting called up, who I can't say I know
Um,
much about.
I don't know who's been dropped. Maybe he's Andrew Clark for this young fella, Kieran Slicker of Ipswich Town, who, as we both discovered, we know nothing about him.
Yeah,
Is
literally.
he even Scottish? Well,
Well, it
or is
must
he one of
be.
these? Maybe one of those faux Scottish, like McTominay, who's got like
I'm
a
saying
Scottish
I'm
dog or
saying
something.
nothing. You're going down a political route that I don't want to discuss.
I'll do
Greg's
that
not
bloody
here
well,
to
please.
Greg's not here to keep the peace, so it's my job this week.
Uh, Another one is Tommy Conway's finally kind of. I think he was in the team last time, but he's can't actually mind. Maybe he wasn't
Feel he fell down.
he? Yeah, but he's actually been called up from the word go this time, which is good to see.
Yeah, I believe I would see starting the goal. I believe Craig Gordon would start again after last time. Uh,
Like,
but
well, if they're
Conor
only going
Barron
to
getting
get,
called up. Conor Barron getting called up as well. Obviously, he
yeah,
was playing for the youngsters the last time, I believe, along with Conway. I thought Miller would have been called up. I believe he's playing for the under 19s.
I mean, he needs to get called up pronto. If he's as good as folk are saying, then he needs to get in the team, give us a fighting chance because we need
Yeah,
it.
we are definitely going
Also,
to need it.
Ryan Gold and Lewis Morgan still getting called up after their lengthy hiatus, which new faces compared to usual shite we've been having.
Stuck in a false batch. You've still got your classics, yeah, your McLean's and such. I don't like to say too many bad words about McLean after Oslo, but you know what I'm trying to say here.
It's a who's it? I don't like Ryan Christie. Can't be humped with him. He's finally dropped Stuart Armstrong, though, I've noticed. Don't know if he did that last
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, Christie's a
But
good
yeah,
player. I'll give Christie. It's the likes of Ralston who'll still start regardless of his absolutely dire performances the last time. Obviously, we are playing Croatia at home on the 15th of November at Hampden and Poland away on the 18th. So those to look forward to. Hopefully, we can get the finger out because I don't know how many more sore results we can take, and I don't know how many more sore results Steve Clarke can take. To be honest, I think his time is numbered if these are annihilations. But hopefully we will get back to winning ways. As we've not won since Gibraltar, and it was a friendly, but that's the last time we won.
I think he's got to see the campaign like anyway, unfortunately. So,
I reckon we'll see if he doesn't qualify for the World Cup. I think he'll be gone.
or at least make a good showing because it just depends on how the games are. I can't mind the
Yeah.
group we're in, but
Well, he did say he would honour the rest of his contract. He couldn't actually tell you how long it is, but I believe it probably will take him up to about the World
I
Cup.
think as excuse me, the end of the campaign. So I think that's kind of his limit.
Time will
Fair
tell.
enough. He's done
Fair
his
enough.
stuff.
He's gave us the highs. He's qualified for €2, and you can't take that away from him, to be honest. But I think we're getting to that stage where we need to kick it up a gear. We went to that last Euros and didn't better it by any means.
Scored a goal.
Yeah, but
Scored two goals actually.
yeah, we
Something
scored
in ours.
one the last time. Aye, we
Didn't
came
score
out with
any last time.
two losses and a draw.
Yeah, I think yeah,
Well, the last
I
time would have
think
been the Czech Republic, drew against England, got beat by Croatia this time, beat by Germany, got a draw against Switzerland, beat by Hungary.
hopefully next time we can actually win a game. That's the next step.
Yeah, well,
Part of the World Cup.
next Euros obviously win the World Cup. That'll be fine.
Just me. Wouldn't say no to that.
Well, I wouldn't say no at all. Right. Well, it's a bit of a quick one this week, to be honest. We're going to move on. Let's wrap things up. It is our FPL update, and I'm going to hand over to my lovely co-host Kyle, and he can do it because I think I went. I don't know. I'm not going to spoil anything this week.
I'm only want to do it this week because I'm not bottom anymore. Spoiler alert. Ali is holding up the bottom, but every good table needs the legs. So there you go. I'm sitting pretty in 12th still.
Relegation playoff.
Yeah, I'm kind of just dating my hang. I'll get Suad caught up. He's 11th, by the way. Suad 10th is Matthew. As you know, Matthew's been on before. Uh, Yourself's in ninth place.
Better than I was. I did drop down to near the bottom, but we'll take ninth, mid-table,
Mr.
I think.
Consistent isn't consistent anymore. Ash is sitting in eighth place, another ex-guest. And Andrew Malby is in seventh, very much European contender. Fifth place is Fallujah Johnson. Oh, I missed Gregor. Sorry, he's sixth. Before I get an email for him
Natural order restored.
until he fucks it next week.
I can't wait. I'm going to overtake him and I'm going to really gloat.
If I overtake him and he needs to quit. Rick Bithell is in fourth. And then the top three is Jacob Besant, Kieran Thompson, Aaron in second, and then Kyle Pagan pulling away for the pack of deadbeat loads of arseholes.
Kieran's doing well, to be fair. As
Yeah.
much of an absolute sober he got there, he's doing well in second. That top three hadn't changed for a while since I think I went out of the league down at the bottom. But yeah, well done. Thanks again for everyone who's playing. Also, should have said this at the start, but I didn't. Thank you very much to everyone who tuned in last week on episode 100. We got some good views, and we really appreciated the input as well. If you like that type of thing and you think we should do some more, let us know. We did have some technical difficulties at the start, as always, so we do apologise about that, but we got there in the end. So we do enjoy a bit of a live episode. It's a bit off the cuff.
It's hard to arrange though because we don't like each other off camera, so
Yeah,
we all hate
like
each other.
like the Gallagher's.
Yeah.
We're not going to separate and reform. But we are going to charge a fortune for tickets if we ever do a live show.
And we're going to be really horrible to other competitors. Open goal can be our blur.
Well, I think they're winning at the moment. But yeah, that wraps us up for this week. So thank you very much for tuning in. This has been episode 101. I believe Greg's back next week, but depends. He's on his travels. He's not put his adventures on the stories. We don't know what's happening.
They better.
I did see he was at Rebirth Island though, so hope he enjoyed that.
That's one for the Call of Duty fans.
Yes. Hope everyone's enjoying Black Ops 6. And with that, we are going to sign off. Thanks very much for watching and listening.
Speed.